Erika.
Welcome. My name is Steve Adkins, and we're going to talk about the Mountain Theological Seminary website today. Here's the website. It's at mtsem.org. But more specifically than that, I'm going to be discussing the platform behind it. That is how to maintain this website. And it may be that if you're watching this video, then it's a different website that you're going to be maintaining. But I'm today on a call with Monica from the Mountain Theological Seminary. So here is a website, and this video is going to be explaining how one would go about maintaining it, how one could modify the website using the backend platform. Now, the backend platform that we're using is a platform called, let me exit this. I'm going to log out. Okay. The platform is jellyfishmax.net. So if you go to jellyfishmax.net, you'll see this. And then where to put my Zoom tools? That is the problem. And then if you want to log in, you'll you'll click on log into portal, and you'll put in your email and password. You'll sign in, and then it was successful, but I need to get the security code. So I'll send it to my email. I go on over to my email. I'll look in my email. I'll see this. I'll copy the code. I'll come on over here, paste that in, and I'm in. Now, I happen to have access to a number of different organizations that are hosted on High Level, but we're just going to switch over to the Mountain Theological Seminary. Um, you probably will just have access to one. In Monica's case, she will just have access to the one, Mountain Theological Seminary. And so I switched to it, and there you are. We're looking at the dashboard. That's not tremendously useful to you at the moment. What we're going to do is we're going to focus on not all the different features of this platform, which do digital marketing and all kinds of different aspects of digital marketing. What we're going to focus on is what does it take to maintain and edit and modify the website. But one of the things I do want to say is that behind the scenes, jellyfishmax.net is in fact running well-known software called High Level. So if you want to find out more about High Level, you can Google High Level, and you'll find out all sorts of information about it. Uh, we can go to the High Level website. The High Level website has a bunch of help pages on it, which you can find with searches. So you can read all about High Level and the digital marketing platform that it is. But High Level is the software behind jellyfishmax.net. So I just say that because you may have questions about it. You may want to know how to do certain things. You don't have or I'm not available. And you can ask, you can Google things. You can ask, and that way you can also go to YouTube and you can search for High Level. Um, and you'll see even, High Level's channel is here. And there are many videos that various people have put out, tutorial videos and so forth, about how to do all kinds of things in High Level. You can also go to your favorite AI agent. Here I have Grok open, and you can say, how do I create a payment form on my website in High Level? Okay. And if you submit that question, then your favorite AI agent will give you all kinds of helpful information because it also has read the web. And since it's read the web, it's read all kinds of pages about High Level. And so it knows a lot of things too. But that's not what we're doing. That just gives you a sense of where you can turn for more information, or for more help. It's very helpful. It would, I use AI all the time to help me learn new areas of high level that I'm trying to do some new thing in. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the website. Um, so here is the website, and um, if we look at the website um, in its mobile form, this is how it would look on an iPhone 12. Okay. And what we notice is, well, let's see, iPhone 12. If I go to iPhone 14, say, and increase the zoom, one of the things I notice is there's a little bit. I mean, this line wraps at a funny point. So I might want to take out, there's a new line that's been put in there, and I might want to fix that wrap. So that's going to be a very simple task that I'm going to perform as I show you around high level. Okay, so as I show you, let's dig into high level. There's a menu here. And by the way, I'm an administrator, so I have access to all these things. I think, Monica, I think I've set you up as an administrator, but there's a lot of things that you have power to do that you probably shouldn't touch. And it might be that someone who's watching this video has been given access to fewer things. Okay? But I'm just going to show you from an administrator's point of view, and from a non-administrator's point of view, you would just have fewer entries. But this is the main menu along the left. And if we scroll to the very bottom, we'll see that there's a settings down here. And this is the settings menu. And to come back from the settings menu, we would go back here. So just to understand, that's where, these are where this is where everything happens in the back end to high level. So let's go to the website. What we see here is an entry down here called sites. So we've got we clicked on sites, and what we see across the top is a menu, a sub menu for the sites area of the website. And what you really want, and I kind of wish they had put websites first instead of funnels, because websites are what people are using much more often than funnels. But here we have the MTS website. Okay, so we found where we want to be. Here's the MTS website under websites. But let me go across the top and explain what these things are. Okay, um, so um, first of all, websites are, well, there's no mystery what a website is. This is a website. It has many pages. This is a navigation menu across the top of the website. But I could go, for instance, to Contact Us. And Contact Us has a form on it. Okay, so some web pages they're just a fixed page of information. It's got a navigation menu. It's got a header. It's got the page content, and it's got a footer. All right. So and oh, by the way, this particular page has links to sub pages. And so here's another page. It has an interesting little embedded video here. But coming back here, one of the things we wanted to see, okay, how might we do a form? So what we're going to do is we're going to get into where does one go to edit a page? How do I create a new page? How do I navigate to that page? So there are a number of different questions we're going to explore. But coming back here, there is a website. I also have some things that I'm doing experimental development on, so I'm not going to dig into it because I don't want to distract you from the main essence of what we're doing. But I can create other websites that are at other domains. So, for instance, I have a store website, an MTS store that I'm just doing some experimentation with. It's not live, but it's hosted at a different domain. So it's not at, sorry, it's not at mtsem.org. It's at some other, in this case, it's store.mtsem.org. But don't worry about that because it's just an experimental site that I'm working on, and MTS may be interested in it or they may not. Funnels are like websites, but they're, if you will, a funnel is like a multi-stage website that helps bring people into a purchase decision. So this is kind of a special purpose type of website used in digital marketing. I'm not sure that we will be using that for, we're certainly not using it at the moment. I'm just letting you know what funnels is. It's a multi-stage website that's used in digital marketing to help bring someone who's clicked on a link through to a purchase decision. Then here are stores. Okay, so this is a more a deeper dive into the guts behind a store, their webinars, their analytics, and we'll be interested in analytics for our website. Okay, so you can go in here and you can see analytics for the website. Again, this isn't a video which is trying to tell you all about how to use the analytics, but just to know that it's here so that you can come in and take a look at, in particular, right, the MTS website. How's it doing? Okay. Then here are blogs. We're not using any blogs, but we could use blogs. Here's if we had websites specifically that were hosted on WordPress. We're not doing that. Here's the client portal. So the fact is that there's another experiment that I'm running. Again, MTS does not use the client portal, but I'm exploring whether that might be of interest to them. This you are going to work with forms and surveys. So here I have a list of all the forms that I either use in the website or that I'm experimenting with, I'm under development with. And so, for instance, we were looking over here at the Contact Us page. So a Contact Us page is a page with an embedded form. So if we wanted to know, gee, I wonder where this form is, it's going to be over in the forms under, and it's called, I've named it Contact Form EN. And Mountain Theological Seminary serves a multilingual audience. And so one of the things that I'm trying to do is to set things up and name them, whether they're English or Spanish. Right now, there are a handful of Spanish language pages on the site. There are these 5 pages on the site, and the rest is in English. I really haven't translated many of the forms. I just translated the minimum number of forms that were necessary to get this up and working. Okay, because this website has a history, and we've just migrated it to jellyfishmax.net, which is the high-level platform. Okay, so again, here's some Spanish level pages. In particular, I think the registration is a form. So, oh, no, yeah, here it is. So you see it's got a form here. So that you'll find this form here under course registration form ES summer 2026 by email. So, and we're working on the fall 2026. So I've got some other forms that are focused on fall. Okay, so let's see, going back to the contact form. But a form is just A form is a bunch of active elements and things that users can enter, but they get embedded in a page. So what I'm doing is I'm just walking you through this quickly so that you know where things live, and then I'll focus on the website area and the pages that are in the website. Over here, here are surveys. Surveys can be seen as multi-stage forms. So I'm experimenting with an online application, okay, that's in English. So this is what I call this the application survey. And so this is not part of the website yet. Again, there are a number of things that are experimental and under development, um, but it's not part of the website yet. But a survey is like a multi-stage form. So if you want to fill out, say, personal information, and then click next, and then you want to fill out, ministry information, or and then click next, and then you want to fill out referral information, and that would be I'd implement that in a survey, and then the chat widget we're not using. High Level has the ability to put a chat widget on your website. We're not using that. And then over here, yeah, this is settings for the website that you don't need to access or that maybe you don't have access to in the first place. Okay, back down to websites. Let's click on MTS website. And what you'll see here are a bunch of pages. Okay. So and now we have a third level of menu. So we've got the pages in the website, and here we can add a new page. We've got the stats for the website, so we can look at each of the pages and see a variety of things. It's got a focus on because this is a digital marketing platform, there's a focus on sales. And you could have a lot of different pages that are focused on closing sales. Okay, that's not mainly what we have for the Mountain Theological Seminary. Most of it's informational, but we will hopefully be working more and more on making the Mountain Theological Seminary website really an active e-commerce site so that people can they can apply online, they can register for courses online, they can come in and see what courses they've registered for, they can see what they've paid, they can see what things they've gotten refunds on, and so forth. So those are some of the things that are in the works. But anyway, here's sales. Okay, there are no sales yet from the website because we're moving from a static website to this digital marketing platform. Here's information about security, not needed. Here's something called events. Yeah, we're not really dealing with that yet. Here's some settings. Again, we're not really focused on this at the moment. We're focused on being able to edit the pages. All right. So if we scroll down if we click on, say, the home page, okay, I could click anywhere, or I could click down on the edit. Oh, you know what? I should at least show you this, that if I just wanted to change a few things about the page, not all the details about how it looks, I could just click on these three dots and click into settings. And that would change the path and the name of the page. Okay, we're not going to do that. We're fine with that path and that name, but particularly when you create a new page, that's one of the first things you'll do. When you create a new page, you'll set what is going to be the path for it, and what is the name of the page. Okay, and the name is here, and the path is what shows up when you're looking at the website here. So that /contact US, if I looked at the contact here, look at settings, see it's /contact US. If I wanted to change that to just contact, I would do this. I would update the page. I would go here. This would no longer work. Instead, I would have to go to contact. Okay. However, currently, if you ask for a page that doesn't exist, it forwards you to this page not found page. Okay, so I'm not going to change that. I want to stay with where we are, but that's how you can change either the name of the page, which is by and large internal, or the path of the page. So let's go ahead and modify the home page. So generally speaking, to modify, you can either just click anywhere here or you can click on this edit button. This allows you to edit it in a new tab, for instance. So instead of clicking on it and now this tab is dedicated to editing that page and then I have to come back from it, I could edit it in a new tab. You see it opens a new tab here and I can now edit this page. So what I'm going to do is the one thing I found here is that if I'm looking at this page, I see that there's an embedded new line. There's a hard new line here after providing them. So in other words, this isn't flowing like a paragraph. So providing them. So I'm just going to click here and what's happened is that there's a new line there. So I'm going to delete the new line and add a space. I see what happened. You see what happened here is that when this was built, new lines were put in there to make it look good on a full widescreen. Okay, so here to make it look good, you see it's on the left. Otherwise, it would flow. It would wrap really wide. So, but let me just try something here. Okay, I deleted the new lines, and now I'm going to save it here and publish it here. So oftentimes in high level, you'll find you have to save things multiple times. And then, oh, by the way, if I wanted to change the title, like I could say this is the home. And so I think I'm gonna do that, but I need to then sometimes you need to save something at the bottom. So you need to learn where the saves are. But there's the last save you need to do is save the page. And then if the little yellow dot shows up for publish, you got to publish it. So just get used to the fact that sometimes you have to save multiple things in order to get it to show up. And we come over here um, and you see how it's doing that. Now that's not exactly what we want either. So on mobile, okay, and sometimes it takes a little bit of time to, that's interesting. So I think it's just it takes a few seconds in order to be visible. You saw I refreshed this a couple of times before it. That's interesting. Okay. Anyway, let's come back here and because we don't want it that way. So what I'm going to do is since I'm clicked on this, I'm going to click on this little open settings, which is going to open the settings over here. Now it was already open, but if I dismiss the settings and if I can dismiss this so I can see more of a full width situation, then I don't have the settings over here. So if I just want to edit the text, I can click in it, but you see the settings automatically open. If they don't automatically open, I open them with this little gear here. Okay. And what we'll find is that there are a variety of different things we could change. Okay. All I really want to do is I want to go here and I want to change the padding to maybe 100 pixels. Okay, 140 pixels. Let's go with 200 pixels. Okay, and Okay, so you see what it's doing there. It's putting padding on the edge of this. Now I could say, let me put um, uh, margin out here. So that's pushing this little box in. So in fact, let me do it that way. Instead of doing padding inside the box, let's do zero padding, but we're going to do it on the margin, which is outside the box. So I'm going to go with, let's go with, I'm going to go with percent, and I'm going to go with, we're going to put 40% um, outside. And what that does is that makes it so now if I save it, oh, and what we can do is we can see what does this look like uh, for desktop, and I can click here and say, what does it look like in mobile? So this isn't quite like doing, so I'm not yet published, but I can see what my change is going to look like. So, aha, and you see what happened, yeah, so this says, um, interesting. So, what happened is over here, I can have different settings for desktop and for mobile. You know what? It didn't remember what I did for desktop. So for desktop, let me set this to I think I set it to 40% was my outside. Okay, I clicked out of it. Yeah, there we go. And then if I go over to mobile, it's still at 40%. So I can change this back to 0 for mobile. Now, is it going to remember? Yeah, it's 40% for desktop and it's 0%. So let me just see if I publish this. Now, I told you I was going to give an overview before I tried doing some tasks, but this is good. Okay, so now I'm over here. I'm looking at the published version, and you see that looks quite nice. And then let me check the mobile version because it's still a little confused about that. Um, I may need to try something. You know, um, I use Chrome and its feature to allow me to preview in mobile, so I don't have to actually get my phone out. But you know what? I'm going to get my phone out and just double check and see what it looks like. Um, Unfortunately, I won't be sharing that, but mtsem.org. Okay, so I'm on mobile and okay, so it looks good. Um, and so you know what I'm thinking? What I'm thinking is, um, sorry, this is the developer console, which is not very, I just, yeah, it's not refreshing that for some reason. It's using the old version of the page. So you know what? I am just going to um, I'm going to use my phone and I can see that I'm happy with the result. And so um, so I'm good. We were that is successful. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly why it didn't, and it showed up in here. It just didn't show up in Chrome the way I was looking at it. So never mind about that. Okay, but we've made a change, we've saved it, we've published it, and we're now able to see the result when we look at the website. Okay, any questions so far?
So far, so good. So, as long as you save the change, if you save the anything you do, any change in the website, as long as you don't publish it, then it won't, the changes won't appear in the live website, but they will be in Jellyfish only.
Yes. So, um, so like for instance, if probably shouldn't be doing this to the homepage. Let's just go to say the contact us page. Okay. And oh, sorry. What I meant was let's go to the contact us page. Okay. And if okay, I'm gonna have to back out. I'm gonna have to go to the contact us page. Um, so I'm gonna click on there and let's if I was just gonna make a little modification down here, okay? Um, and suppose I wanted to put some text down below the submit button, okay? I would go to the left, add elements, and I'm going to look for a rich text element. Okay, there it is, rich text. I'm going to drag it in below the submit, and it just gives me a bunch of sample text, but I'm gonna just delete a lot of the headings and so forth because all I want to say is um, uh, thank you for your interest in Mountain Theological. I'm going to delete this in a moment. Okay. But if I go ahead and do that, I can save it, but not publish it. And what that should do is it should make it um, you know, it should modify it in the back end, but it should not be visible here. Okay, so sure enough, I don't see it there.
Okay.
Okay, so until it's published, and you'll see the little yellow dot if it's not published, then you should be able to go away and leave changes. Um, you could make you can make changes internally, um, and you can save them. You can come back and you can review it with somebody. You say, is this the change that you want? And you
Mhm.
don't have to publish it until you're ready to do so. Okay, but then they're not going to be able to view it uh, unless you show them in the back
Yeah,
end here. Um, but let's go. Oh, you know what? The publish doesn't show the little yellow dot anymore. That's interesting. So I'm gonna just refresh, make sure that,
it's
and
not
let's go
there.
ahead and we happen to know that it needs to be published. So let's go ahead and, hmm, oh yeah, there, I clicked it, even though it didn't have a yellow dot. This keeps coming up when we publish it, allows us to modify some other things. We don't need to do that. Um, so now it's published. Now we come over here, we refresh. Um, and there it is. You see the
Yeah.
change showed up. So it takes a few seconds for the publish to get noticed and for it to become live, but there it is. So you know what I'll do is a task I'll let you do is go in there and delete that. So we'll do that in a moment. Okay. Another thing that now let me take a look at some email that I received. Um, let's see, for instance, um, um, okay. So this is okay. Well, let's not do this one. Let's do a different one. Um, I've been working on payment forms, okay? And one of the things you'll notice here is when we go to course registration, it tells us that for you need to pay your tuition here. So
Mm.
this is the way the old website was. I'm trying to make this we're trying to move this forward. But if you click on the link, it goes to student payment. And what you'll notice is that it's got these values which are out of date. Um, and so we need to update these. So I'll walk you through how to do that. But then um, if we click on online payment gateway, it goes over here. Okay. Now, meanwhile, I've created a new page on um, on the website called payment, or actually, it's called yeah, it's called payment. Okay. So this is a new page, and um, this is this is similar to this one, but this one uses Tidely and therefore runs through the Denver Church of Christ administration instead of um, going straight into the Mountain Theological Seminary bank account. Okay, so it may go to the same bank account. I don't know that, but the point is that one of the instructions that we've been given is let's move off of this mechanism for collecting payment onto a more native high level payment form. So this is a general payment. Okay. So in other words, people could put whatever amount they want. I'm going to take two courses. So I've got $1,600 I need to pay. And then I'm going to, um, you know what? I got sent a link verification code. So I'm going to put that in here. Um, but this is just the way that payment forms work. So in other words, it knows a variety of it knows the ways that I'm comfortable with paying for things. Now I may decide I don't want to do that one. I want to use some of these other ways. I want to go back to this way of typing my card in. I'm going to use my Visa card, et cetera, et cetera. So the point is, here's a payment form where people can put in an amount and they can tell us, what it's for. And this basically replaces this. Okay. Now, this has some other features of being able to do recurring payments. Okay, but we're trying to replace this. And oh, by the way, when people are making a payment, they're they're generally not giving a donation, which is repeated weekly or monthly or something like that. So I actually have created a separate form called donations. Okay, and donations actually has the ability to identify your billing frequency. So this is actually live on the site now. If I went to donation, we'd be here at this page, and we could go ahead and we could make a one-time or a monthly or a yearly donation. Okay. So you see what we're trying to do is we're trying to replace this with the different ways that Mountain Theological Seminary collects payments. So they can either collect it through the payment screen, or they can collect a donation. And it's very important that we be able to separate those, whereas we didn't have that ability before when we were using the Tidely page for both those things. But anyway, so what we want to do is we want to fix this link to go to this payments page instead of going um, to this Tidely page. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. So this is the student payment page. So let's go ahead back to here and I'm going to uh, I'm going to come back here and sometimes there are a lot of pages here. So if I do a search, Control F, search for payment, I'm going to see there are 4 examples of that. Oh, here's the student payment page. Okay, so I could have just scrolled down until I found it, but here it is. I'm going to edit this in a new tab. And the advantage of editing in a new tab is when I'm done with it, I can just close the tab. I don't have to navigate back and navigate forward. So I can have multiple pages open that I'm editing in different tabs. So anyway, here I am for student payment. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to modify all these values. So it's now $800. It's $800. It's $800. It's so I'm going to go through this. This is kind of getting it a little bit in the way, isn't it? These little things, but you just have to be. This is now $200. So these were some of the changes that I was asked to make. Auditors are still $100. These are still the prices. And then what I want to do is the online payment gateway. So how do I change the link here? Well, I go and I click the little gear button. And what you'll see is here's the text for the element. Okay, this is a button. Oh no, here's the text. So it's a button element, but here's the text, online payment gateway. So I'm going to scroll down and see what are my options here. Button actions. So you see it has the button action is to go to a website URL. So I'm going to change that to, well, I could stay with website URL, but I am going to, instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose, yeah. So if I stayed with website URL, what I would do is I would just put in the page. And the page path is /payment. Okay. So if we go back to the website, I've already created this payment page. All right. I've already created the payment page. I want to go there. So I'm going to say, go to /payment. Now, you may say to yourself, why don't I go to mtsem.org/payment? I could say https://mtsem.org/payment, and that would work just as well. But for various reasons, sometimes it's nice not to have to repeat yourself um, all the time. And if you just say /payment, it'll know, yeah, relative to the website that we're on, we're going to the /payment page. Now, I could also, instead of doing that at all, I could say, let's go to a page. So, and then I choose the payment page. So this is actually kind of a simpler way even of doing it. Again, both of them would work just as well. But I'm gonna go with that way. Okay. So I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna publish it. I'm gonna go out here to the student payment page. I'm going to refresh it. And you'll notice that all these numbers, oh, you know what? I'll bet there was something else here. Online payment. Once you have submitted your application and registered for the course, you know what? I hovered over this and I see that this is, so we'll come back and make some other fixes here. I just wanted to make sure that we were talking about the right school year. So we're still in the, So I'm not sure if fall 2026 counts as the 2025-2026 school year. My hunch is that's the beginning of the 2026-2027 school year. At least that's the way it is for us generally in the Northern Hemisphere. The school year for us in America, anyway, runs from the fall to the spring. And then the summer is probably the end of that school year. So it's just a terminology issue. Do you happen to know whether Mountain Theological considers the spring of 2026 or the fall of 2026, which is coming up, to be the 2025-2026 school year?
Right. I can ask Chet because based on the document that she sent, uh, they are not changing the school year.
Okay.
So I'm also not sure. I can ask him, her. I can
Okay.
ask her.
Well, if I let me just tell you though, if I click on application, it's going to a bad page. So we need to fix that. And if we click on register for course, it's going to a bad page. So that's because I was doing some testing at another URL. So you see it's mts.vcweb.io/registration. So this was during testing. This was my page. And because I didn't use a relative URL, I used an absolute URL. It ended up, even when I made this website live at mtsem.org, this link didn't follow. So that's why we use the what's called a relative URL. Okay, but I'm going to go back over here to um, tuition. Okay, so I'm gonna okay, so if I click on this, you'll notice that, well, I can double click. Yeah, if I double click on it, now I'm modifying a link. And I click on this little chain icon, and I'm going to change the link to /application in the current window. So it's not going to open a new window. It's going to stay in the current window. I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to double click here. Well, I guess one click will, yeah, double click causes this to come up. You know what? I want it to be for the whole thing. Let me just see whether that works for me. Okay, I'm gonna take that test domain out. Yeah, it knows that this is one link. Yeah, so it did it correctly. Okay, so you see how I did that? So I changed, and if I click here, can I do it over here as well? No. No. So for links, yeah, that's like it's like an inline style. So like if I wanted to make this bold, I could double click that and make it bold. Um, okay, or I could change the color. I see. So if I wanted to double click that, I could make it bold by clicking here, or I can double click that and unbold it there. So it treats links sort of like inline styles instead of like settings for, oh, the settings for the whole paragraph. I see this whole section that's surrounded by orange is what the yeah, the settings over here come up for the whole section. So anyway, we fixed again, we fixed this link by double clicking on that and clicking on this little link and putting the appropriate link in there. Okay? So we fixed some things. We fixed this link. I'm going to save it. I'm going to publish it again. Okay? And we come back over here. by the way, I use Alt Tab. I'm on Windows, so I use Alt Tab to go back and forth between my different windows. Um, but now here we are on student payment again. I hover over this. I look at the lower left. I see it's correct, but I'm going to click on it. And sure enough, it goes to the application page, which is perfect. Okay. Now, uh, I'm going to double check here. That's a correct link. That's a correct link. This is a bad link, so we're going to have to fix that. Okay. I was just looking to, you see when you hover over a link, you can see in the lower left of my browser, it's a very, very tiny little URL, but it shows it's still going to vcweb.io. So that's a problem. So we'll have to fix that. Let me just do that quickly. I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to go to application. Where is application? Okay, I can scroll. Here it is. I'm going to edit it in a new tab. See, so now I've got different tabs open for different pages because I'm working on a lot of things. But I'm going to come down here in application, commit registration payment here. I'm going to double click on that. Oh, double click, go into the link. Yeah, make it just slash student payment. Save that. And I double click. Yeah, I already checked this. Yeah, these are fine. These are PDFs. Um, so, uh, okay, so that was the thing I wanted to fix. The rest is all good. I'm going to save it. I'm going to publish it.
Okay. Steve, while we're waiting, so how maybe this is for another topic, but how do we insert a PDF file, or how do you put a PDF file or a Word file to a link, or
That
how
is
do
an
we upload
excellent
that?
question.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been given a Spanish. You know what? I've lost track of it. Um,
That's
okay, but
Tim.
by the way, this is something else I'm gonna
Okay.
uh, fix. Um, so
Uh,
there's an application form. So Spanish application. So sorry, this is getting recorded, but
it's okay.
okay.
Mhm.
Um, so uh, Robert sent me a please send the attachment.
PDF.
I
Yeah.
think it got lost in the email forwarding.
I can reply to that.
Oh, do you have the Spanish language editable PDF?
I do. He copied me in that email. I'll just reply to it so you can trace it.
Okay. Yeah, I have the non-editable version of the Spanish,
Um,
but so you know what? Yeah, that's right. I should show you how to do it instead of because every time we do something for the first time, I'll show you how to do it. So you'll forward me the Spanish language PDF and send it to Stephen at virtualchristianity.org.
I do not know though if this is. I think this is editable. Let's see. Even
Okay, I'm gonna keep searching
ah,
now. Just tell
there you
me,
go.
tell me,
I
did
think
you
he sent
succeed?
it to your Gmail account. That's why. But I
To
already
my
forwarded to your other email.
Okay. Okay, good. So here we go. So here's the Spanish. language. Ooh, okay, there we go. So I'm gonna download this. And yes, indeed. So um, hmm, that's interesting. So, hmm. So usually I'm able to edit these in this version of Adobe, but I'm not succeeding here. I mean, I see something that looks like a form element, but I can't actually edit it. Now that's as opposed to, let me just show you what my English language one looks like. If I take a look at the English language one, right, it looks like this. So, I can
Mm.
edit it in, and then I'll be able to save it here, and it saves. But this one, I I type and it doesn't edit. You know what? I'm going to go through the process,
Okay.
okay? So I'm going to go through the process, and I think we're still searching for a Spanish language one that works, that's editable. All right. So
Okay.
let me. No, I don't want to save my changes. Okay. So what we do is we come back. Let's see, where are we? I gotta find. Here we are, Jellyfish Max. Okay. So I am now going to sometimes when I want to open an extra tab, I'll just like copy this URL, create a new tab, and then I can navigate around in that tab. So I'll move this to the front, and I don't lose this is my website pages. These are a
Mm.
few of the pages I'm editing, and this tab is I'm going to navigate to somewhere else. So I'm going to go to media storage. Now, you know what? There might be a simpler way. Okay. Uh, there ought to be a simpler way. There ought to be a way that you can just do this within the page itself. And so let me just show you the way that I found to do it. And then I'll show you, then we'll explore to see if there's a simpler way. Okay. So I navigated to media storage. I'm going to upload a file. Okay. And I'm going to go to my downloads where I put this, and I'm going to select that. It's uploading. Um, okay, so it's uploading, and then I'm going to copy the URL. All right. Now I could also find it. Okay, here it is at the top, and I could um, get the link. Yeah,
Mm.
that's it. So what I just did, I copied it, and if I paste it into a new URL, you'll see it comes up. Okay. And you'll notice the URL is assets.cdn.filesafe.space. Okay. So you may think, well, that's not our website. What is that? Well, that is High Level's place for storing assets. So
Mm.
when we uploaded it to the website, it uploads to assets.cdn.filesafe.space. And don't fret, because no one cares about the URL. But what we did is we by by uploading it here and copying it when we upload it, or by clicking on the three dots and getting the link. Okay, I'll do that, and we'll just show that that creates the same thing. Yes, it creates the same thing. So this is the place that the file has been uploaded to. Okay, but anyway, I've got that copied, and now what I'm going to do is go into here, and I need to do let's see, let me just double check. Um, and I imagine you're fluent in Spanish, aren't you?
Oh,
So you,
no, I'm not.
oh, you're not. Okay. Um,
Sorry.
no, no, it's all right. Okay, but if we go to course registration, no, the link's not here. If we go to process of admission, um, it's,
If that's
well,
the
I gotta
one.
gotta fix that form. Um, yeah, yeah, that's right. Well, here's the one I meant to do.
Mm,
If in the website, if I click on this, it will download um yeah, it downloads the docx instead of the PDF.
mm,
So so that's what I need to fix. And I don't want to start my Word. Um so what I'm going to do is go back to so many tabs open. I'm going to go to, what is this? This is Proceso de Admisión de MTS. So I'm going to come back here, look for that page again there. Uh, okay, maybe I went by the okay, this is Estudios en Español. Oh, it's this one. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. So
yes.
what I just noticed is internally the page is misspelled. So I'm just going to go to settings and fix that. That's not external. Here's the path. So it's correct. But all I'm doing is I'm changing the name internally. But now I'm going to open it up in a new tab. So step number one is I'm looking for this application. And I'm going to double click because it's a link. Click on this. So you see it's already looking at an old version. I'm going to paste the new URL in there and save that. I'm going to double click here. Look at this. Yeah. You know what? This is actually a mistake. I wish I could read this. Okay, I'm going to have to go to
Translate.
yeah. Translate and okay. Pay here. Please email. Yeah. So that is the payment. So what we're going to do is I'm going to double click here and go to, this is going to go to student payments.
Mm,
Now, unfortunately, this is going to be a little bit temporary because um, it's not in Spanish. Okay, we
Mm,
really ought to
yeah.
create a Spanish language page. And it's not, I don't want to go to a new window. I want to stay in the current window. And so I fixed these two. And then I'm going to just double check all these to make sure that, okay. So, yeah, now I need to see what this says to make sure I'm pointing at the right place. If you wish to participate as an auditor, you must complete an application. Follow the instructions on the application to register. Click here. Okay, so that's the same as this. So I'm going to copy that and go here. And I can't tell. I mean, I'll have to publish it and see whether it's all worked out well. Okay, this is a mail to link. This is a mail to link. This is a mail to link. Um, okay, I'm going to go translate this. For guidance on application procedures, you can download the steps to complete the application here. Download the curriculum for the Master of Arts. Okay, so I trust that this, interesting. So this is pointing to something different. Download the curriculum. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to, it's not, yeah, I don't have the curriculum. Download the curriculum.
I think they're
I'm,
still fixing. They're still
I'm,
fixing the curriculum.
yeah, I'm guessing what they really mean is not this one. Okay, I've got link problems on many of the pages here. Um, so we're gonna fix that, or maybe I'll have you fix it. But let me finish this. Okay, yeah. So you know what? I've got so many things cooking. What I need to do is I need to just save and publish, and then check it out again from the website and and see what looks good. Okay. So let me go back to home. Okay. Home looks good. No problem with home. Let me go to the Spanish because that's where we were doing, and I think it was on course registration. No.
Oh,
Um,
it was
it was
on
it
uh
was maybe process of admission.
that one process.
Okay. And yeah, so here's the application I know for a fact. So if I click on this, it's now
Oh,
bringing up the one that I just uploaded.
yeah.
You see how that worked? So now it's still not the right one, I believe. I
Hmm.
believe this is not editable. So whoever created this didn't create it, but maybe this is an old version. So let's try to get the one the one that is editable, not the one that looks like it's editable. I think I ended up copying this also here. So
Yeah.
no, that's the Word doc again. Because if I I clicked on it and downloaded the Word document. See? So I wonder why that didn't take. Hmm. Okay. Let's again. Sorry, I'm bouncing all around. Uh, okay, I click on application. It opens this. This is the proper URL for the application. Okay. So now I come back here to my editor and the application. I'm clicking here, double click. I triple click there to select the whole thing, and I delete it and I paste it and I save it and I save it and I publish it. And okay, that's not where I want to be. I want to be here. I'm going to refresh it. And this should be the new application. And it is. Good. Okay. So we're making progress. Um, so what we should do is well, would you like to drive for a little bit?
Mhm.
Or do
Sure.
you want me to keep fixing issues?
Well, it's good if I mean I'm learning a lot if you do it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
But
do you want me to keep rolling with it, or do you want to try a thing or two? I mean, I'll
I
let
can
you do it. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing, and why
okay.
don't you
I can
start
try.
sharing? And so if you could share,
Um, I just opened Jellyfish. Something like that.
okay.
And I also opened the MTS website.
Okay, so let me just comment on what I'm seeing. So if you click on the Mountain Theological Seminary upper left, that little drop down
This one, yes.
right there, you see if you click on that, it opens up, but you only have one thing to select. So
Right.
unlike mine, it's because you only have access to one. So that's good. Um,
Okay.
I did make you an administrator, and I maybe should have not made you an administrator, but just right for your information, these are all the things that someone could do, and you
Hmm.
need to focus on where do you need to go for websites?
This one sites
Good.
and then
So you click
websites.
good, excellent. And then which one do you choose?
MTS website.
Good. So that's the website. Everything else is other stuff.
Okay.
Okay. So now you're looking at the uh, the pages, of course.
Pages. And then if I need to upload a
So
file,
so
then
let,
I go to the sorry,
yes, you go to media storage,
the
but
storage.
let's stay on sites. And the first thing I want you to do is to go to the um yeah. In fact, let's do this. Let's copy the URL in and let's open another tab. Okay,
Oh,
so copy the URL in yeah, that's right. Just copy that whole thing and then push the little plus button to create a new tab and let's paste the URL in there. That's it. Enter. So now we can be doing two different things in two different tabs. So that one of them we're going to let's say the second one we're going to stay focused on editing pages. And the
Mhm.
first one, we're going to navigate around to other things.
Okay.
Okay. Now, so you click on the, yeah. Okay. So we're going to click on the second tab or the third tab, actually. It's the third tab now. Um, okay. So the thing I want you to do is to go to, okay. How did you get in? Oh, you must have already opened the home page for editing.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
no,
not
no,
yet.
no. This is the website. Okay.
Okay.
So
Good website.
so what I like to do is I like to have a different browser open for actually the outside view of the website, but you can do it this way. So your final tab will be the way that you actually look for what's going on. Um, yeah, so if you click on that one, that's going to be your external published view.
Right,
And
right.
if you're on this, what's now currently the second tab, you're inside Jellyfish Max. And if you
Okay.
click on the first tab, where are you there? If you click on the first tab. Okay, so you're there. Yeah, so you have two tabs inside Jellyfish, and then one tab that's viewing, the final tab is viewing it from the outside.
Hmm.
So what I want you to do is on the outside, the third tab, I want you to navigate to the contact us page. Okay. So we're looking at the website just like any external person would do. Good. So you go to the contact us page. So you click there and it navigates the contact us page. And if you scroll down, so this is the website just like anyone will see it. What I want you to do is I want you to make a change. I want you to delete that text at the bottom.
Okay.
Okay? So if I just gave you that instruction, hey, could you delete that text at the bottom?
Hmm.
Let's see how well you do.
Okay. So I go to the
Okay.
second tab, contact us, and then go edit.
Yeah. And you can edit in a new tab or you can edit it in the same tab. Okay. But this is kind of nice because, yeah, you saw how I was editing multiple pages and going back and forth. Okay. Excuse me.
Taking its time.
It's taking its time, indeed. And hence another good reason why opening in a new tab is good because if you go out every time you make a tiny little change, then you may find that frustrating. Okay. So we scroll down and we're looking for that. Yep. So
Right
right
there.
there we go. So you see that whole orange section? We want to get rid of that whole orange section. So how
Like,
are we going to do that? Yeah,
yeah.
there you
Just
go.
this.
Yep, hit the trash can, it gets rid of the whole orange section. Now let me point out something. As your mouse, if you move the mouse from outside the editing pane to inside, you'll see it like different things are popping up. There's a blue thing. And then
Hmm.
if you move your mouse slowly out to then you see a purple pane. And then you
Yeah.
see a green. So what happens is there are nested things. They're called containers
Hmm.
in web speak. But one of the containers is the
Hmm.
outermost container is called a section,
Okay.
and then just a little bit inside that it's called a row, and then inside that it's sort of an element of some type. So if you scroll up a little bit. And now do it on the form. If you're well, no, let's scroll further up. Scroll all the way to the top. Okay. So, no, scroll back down a little bit. Yeah, I want to, yeah, okay. So you see the form is surrounded by orange, but
Mm,
but then if you go a little bit to the further out, it's purple. So there's a container that contains the form, and that's
mm,
purple. And then you go further, go to the right. So
mm. The
so
blue.
and then you've got a container which is green. Okay. Now go over to the upper left, the little plus button when I was adding something.
Upper
Look, so
one.
in the menu up there,
Oh,
there's a plus.
that one.
Yeah, if
Add
you click the plus
elements.
button to add an
Mm,
element, I
mm,
just wanted to point out we see sections, rows, and elements. Okay, the section is the outermost thing. I think it was purple or green. I forget what it
mm,
was. And then, so what you do when you're adding something to a page, you're either adding a section, you're adding a row within a section, or you're
mm.
adding an element within a row within a section.
Okay,
Okay. Now, I
perfect.
think you can add an element straight to a section, but generally speaking, if you're just making a small edit, you're just editing things that are there, and you don't
Mm,
have to worry about that. But
oh,
um, but I just want to point out that if you wanted to add a completely new section on a page, you would
mm,
add a section, and then you would add a row within that section, and then you would
okay.
start adding your elements. Okay?
Mm,
But if you're just editing something that's there, you don't have to
mm.
worry about that.
All
Um,
right.
but if you could just dismiss that now, if you just keep that in your mind,
Okay.
um, that will help you when you're hovering over things. You see, that can be confusing. It's like, what? What's going on here?
Mm,
So the green is well, actually, there are different things going on here. There are four levels. There's green. I think the green is the page.
yeah.
Then the blue has got to be the section. You know what? I'm not absolutely positive, but you see, so you have to ask yourself, which thing am I editing? Am I like, do I
Mm,
want to change the keep in touch? If I'm changing the keep in touch, then I don't want to, well, I could just click there and you see now we're down to the element level. And
mm,
the element, if you look at the right, the element is a headline element.
mm,
So if you click on something and it's orange, in fact, at the lower right of the orange box, you see it says headline, and
yeah.
over to the very far right in under general, it'll say this is a headline element. So elements go within rows, go within sections generally. And so it's just important if you're clicking on a gear,
Mm,
if you're clicking on a gear and you're going to get the configuration options on the right,
yeah.
you want to make sure that you're looking at the configuration of do you want the element or do you want the row or do you
Mm,
want the section? So
okay.
did that make sense?
It does. It did.
Okay. So and by the way, if you clicked on say name, then you're in what's really called what you're really in a form.
Mm,
Okay, so what happens is if you want to edit this, you think you're editing a page, but what you're really doing is you're editing a form.
mm,
So if you want to edit that form, you could have navigated to the form section and found the form and edit it, or you can get to the form editor this way. Okay, so this would edit the contact form EN, which is embedded in this page. But let's not do that quite yet.
oh,
The point is that there are a lot of different things you can click on a gear and see the configuration options over at the right.
okay.
Okay, but generally you're going to be wanting the orange, you know, because that's an element.
All right.
Uh, but we've already done what we wanted to do on this page. So good. You're Xing out. Now you're saving it. Good. And that's fine. That comes up at the left.
Okay.
Yeah, you can publish it. And then before we leave this tab, or I mean, before we quit out of the contact us or the contact page tab, you're going to want to go back. Yeah, that's right. You go back to there, refresh that, and you may need to refresh it a time or two, wait a few seconds. There it is. So you accomplished your first page edit on the MTS website. So good for you. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Great.
yeah. Now, let's go back to the browser, which is your fourth tab now. Or you could actually go to the third tab and dismiss it because we're done editing the contact us page. We don't think there is anything else we're going to have to mess with. So click there. Yeah, click on the third tab now so that we're now in the browser and scroll. Let's go scroll up to the top and let's walk through this step by step. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to review and see how we think the website's doing. Okay, so click on the Mountain Theological Seminary logo in the upper left to get to the home page. And we're okay. So let's scroll down and see whether we're comfortable with how the web page looks. Does it look good?
Yes.
Okay, looks good.
Uh,
So now we're going to go to the next page. So go to About MTS, and the next one is Contact Us. Let's click on it because let's go to About. Good idea. About. That's the next option in the list. Okay. And we scroll down slowly. Yeah, this is so anything that doesn't have links or buttons or anything, it's it's pretty much going to be good. This is really just information. But you know what? Robert has had me modify his titles and so forth. This is all pretty clean. So let's go to the next page. Contact us. Yeah, and even though we've just been there, we're reviewing, we scroll. Now, one of the things you may notice is that that little heading has a big image across the top, and you may want to make that smaller. In general, this is the theme of the website, so don't worry about it. I have made it smaller on some pages, but generally speaking, you don't have to worry about that. You now, oh, one of the things you might want to do is you might want to test this contact us.
okay.
Okay, so let's go ahead and put in um, the put in your name, and you know what? That should say full name
Um,
because you know it should
right,
say
right.
full name because that's what it is. But let's not worry about it quite yet. Let's just go ahead and exercise it. Now, by the way, do you have a hard limit? We've been on the call here for an hour and 45 minutes. Um, is this still good for you? Or
Yes.
because
Yes, it's good.
if we need to schedule a new time, that's fine as well.
I'm okay. I'm okay, Steve. I'm already done for the day. So this is
Okay.
my last meeting. I can go as long as you're available.
Okay. Well, if we go longer than another 45 minutes, then let's cut it off for there because that's as long as a meeting sh should ever be.
Okay. Sure, sure.
Okay. But go ahead
So
and put your email in there. Okay.
then I'm not a
And
robot.
what's going to happen is this is going to go um to Che.
Mm,
Okay. So go
right.
ahead and submit that. And so um okay, so that's so scroll down, let's see if there's anything below that. Okay, so oh, and I heard a little chime indicating that I got copied because I get blind carbon copied on every single form submission right now. But why don't
Oh,
you go to if you could go to your email and let's see that you received. Um, so what happens is it sent a message to Che and it forwards a copy to you. And that way she can just reply to you and and it won't go to the system, it'll go to you. So if you can take a look at your email and
looking at my email now. Yes, I received it. I received the notification.
okay. So and if you look at who it's to and from, who does it say it's from?
From C. Mara Mara.
Good. So that's Che
And yes, it's from Czech.
at mts.org, right?
Yes, at
And,
MTS at
and
lc.nts.org. Yes.
yeah. So actually yeah. So the LC part is yeah, don't worry about that.
Sorry.
It's
Yes,
fine.
it's cmaramara at mtsim.com.org. Yes, it's her email address.
Okay.
It's from her.
And then what and it's also to her, isn't it?
Yes, it's to her. CC me
Yeah.
and
So
copies.
if you reply where will it go? Will it go to the LC?
It will go to Czech.
Okay, good. So so and then if she replies, it'll come back to you. So what this has done is it's created not only did it send an email, it created a conversation so that
Right.
you get to see the question that you asked. So in case you forget, did I submit something? You know, you can look in your own email and see it. And if she replies, it'll come directly to you and it'll be part of that thread. And if you'll notice, the subject line has the date in it.
Right.
It has your email address and the date.
Yes.
So if you submit another one tomorrow, then it'll be a different email thread because it has a different subject line. So
Mm,
that's important. I mean, in terms of usability. Um, but I'm just telling you how it works here. I'm not telling you how to change it or anything. Um, okay. So what we're gonna do is um, okay. So what we did is we just verified that the contact us works. Now go to the donation page. Okay. Okay. So here we are on the donation page. And um, you can put in the amount you want to donate, the billing frequency, scroll down, and you can fill out your credit card info, etc., and some extra details, and you could donate. So that's good. Now we haven't we're not exercising that. We're not because that would actually make a transfer of cash. Let's just keep going. Then we go to Colorado authorization. Okay. And color, we just scroll through this quickly because, oh, the authorization letter, just hover over it and let's see what it's pointing to. Okay. Um,
Mhm.
so, so it, yeah. So
Cover.
if you could click on it. So, yeah. Okay. So it's going to assets.cdn.filespace, and it's a PDF. So here it is.
Mm.
So this is an asset which has been uploaded to the website, and its URL was, you know, copied into that spot. So we're just verifying the links. Okay. Okay. So we can exit that and let's go to the next page. Accreditation. Okay. So we scroll down. I think this is all just text. So we'll just skim over this. It's just a web page and we're good. Okay, now we go to faculty. Okay, we scroll down. Let's click on Glenn Giles. So this is just, and in fact, let's just, oh, when we, okay, yeah, you've already clicked, or have you clicked on it yet? Yes, you clicked on it. So and we're checking the URL. It's still at mtsem.org. So that's good. And we scroll down and let's click on the little video, make sure it works. So we're not going to do this for every person, but just to do it for one. And okay, so that's good. And if you clicked on the double arrows in the lower right of the video, it would pop out or it would, I'm not sure if it would pop, yeah, it pops over to YouTube. So that's good. So escape and back. Let's just do yeah, there you go. Let's use the browser back. Okay, now we're on faculty. Scroll down. Let's just, if you hover over and for me, I hover over and I see the URL. So I'm gonna do that myself. And I just want to double check that all these URLs. Oh, that's interesting. The URLs are not showing up for me. Um, so I'm just gonna um, interesting. Interesting. Okay. So, so I'm going to go through and we'll do that at a separate time. I'm just going to go through and make sure that all those links work. I did the first four and they all work. They all go to the proper page. It's all on it's not on some development site. It's not on the old site. Because that was one of the things we had to work out is we had to make sure that it wasn't linking to the old version of the site.
Mhm.
But I'm back looking at you. Let's go to the next page. Let's go to courses. Okay, so now we're starting to get into things that might have changed. Like, see how it says new course catalog for 2025, 2026? So, so this is something for you to jot down. Can you please jot this down? Please make sure that we find out whether um, we're on the right um, course year. Are we still
Okay.
in 25, 26? Um, and then go to the course catalog. There's a course catalog link. Let's click on that and see whether that works for us. Okay, and I'm noticing, you know what? This is not the correct place.
Mhm.
So, and it looks like the right file, but if you look at the URL, the website files is the old location. So some of these things have slipped through because we looked at the website and so we have to fix that to be the new one.
Mm,
Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to save um, this PDF um, to your drive,
okay.
and let's change the name. Well, okay. If you so you saved it to your drive, and we're going to fix this. All right. So if you could, yeah, I think you're just sharing this one
Okay.
browser. So I'm not going to be able to see your progress
Oh,
necessarily, but if you're able to open up Windows Explorer, are you using on Windows or Mac? No, you're on
and
Windows.
Windows, yeah.
Yeah.
But
So if
I'm
you're able to,
sharing my whole screen, so
oh,
you
okay.
can check.
Well,
Mm.
if you could open up Windows Explorer, which is just the little folder,
Oh,
so
Windows Explorer.
files. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
not Microsoft, not sorry. Uh,
sorry.
I just meant the little folder so you can. Oh yeah, here you are. So if you click on downloads, that's presumably where this just landed. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to trim all the, yeah,
Yeah,
so if you click on it once slowly, yeah, there you go. And then you click on it again, and we're just gonna take off the leading yeah, that stuff there. Okay. So then click enter. I mean,
do I
because
also
okay,
do I also
sure,
remove that? Okay.
sure. Again, I don't know whether that meant anything to the person who created it, but I can tell you that the stuff before that was okay. So it's open in Adobe, which means go back to this. Um, hmm, yeah. Uh, let's, okay. I'm not sure what I'm looking at. I think I'm looking at Chrome, right? Or Internet Explorer,
This is Opera. I'm using Opera.
Opera. Okay. So let's, yeah, click on that tab, the fourth tab. I think you're there. And let's close that because it may be using uh yeah, and I don't know whether it opened anywhere else in Adobe, but maybe it was just within the tab. It was uh it was open there. So now you can go back to Windows Explorer.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it. And now you've been able to change that file name. So that's good. Okay. So now let's go through the process of uploading that, capturing the URL. In fact, we may find that this asset already exists, but go
Um,
back to, we're going to go to Jellyfish and we're going to upload that file if it's not already uploaded. There you go. So I think click on the first tab because what you don't want to, so we're keeping different tabs for different places. So the first tab, we're going to go ahead and leave. We're going to look for the media storage. That's it. And the first thing I want to do is search. Um, so if you see the folders there, folders right, yeah, click that. So I created different folders for different media. So
okay.
you'll notice I have something called applications. Um, this is not an app. No, so I would have put this in documents.
Okay.
I would if I uploaded this, I would have put it in documents. So click on that. And
Mm,
this is the okay, this is the renewal authorization. So click back, browser back, or home is good. That's good. And let's click on applications just to see whether I, for some reason, put it there. So here I've got the Spanish application PDF, the Spanish application doc. And you see we have different dates, different versions of these. So these are all applications. So you write the writable ones, the non-writable ones, and so forth. So those are the applications. So let's go back to home. And I kind of forget what is this file we're uploading? We're uploading the
catalog,
oh the course catalog.
course
So
catalog. Yeah.
I suggest that should be under documents.
Okay.
Okay. So click on documents and then let's upload it. And you can create new folders, but there are a lot of assets that have been uploaded. Some are documents, some are images, and I just
Mm,
create those folders. That's it. Okay, so now you're gonna okay.
okay.
And now remember, there are multiple ways you can get that the URL that it upload. Yeah, clicking copy there is good. Clicking get link there is good. Either of those will work. But now you've got that in your copy buffer. So now we're going to go back to the second tab because we're going to open. Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. Open
Sample or
the course list page. It might be
course
courses. It's
courses.
yeah, yeah, good. So I wonder if it's a little slower in the Philippines. Okay. Anyway, it's so if you yeah, so I'm gonna be quiet and let you just clicking on it will do it. So you'll double click it to get that little
No,
double click it.
there,
There we go.
there. Okay, and
And
then
there's the link. Good. And wait, we're double see that if it says website-files.com, that's the old file storage place that the old
um,
website used to use. So eventually, if we didn't fix this, then
mm,
it would it would eventually expire. Our account would eventually expire there,
okay.
and then it would be lost. So paste your URL, good, and then save that. I'm going to be quiet.
Then I will save it here and publish.
Yeah.
Now refresh. Mhm. It's still the old one.
Yes, you're right, it is. So yeah. Um,
It's
so
actually,
it hasn't, yeah, that's right.
for some reason, it hasn't pushed through. No, it's
Okay,
the
it's
old
still
one.
still the old one.
Let's
Curious.
see.
Yes, double click there. Let's see what.
That's
So it is correct. So let's just g- let's just go through the process and let's exit at well, I again I think it's just a matter of time.
okay.
It might take a few, this is the abbreviation CDN stands for Content Distribution Network. And
Mm-hmm.
so websites for them to propagate all around the world, sometimes it's more efficient if you use a CDN. And so
Mm,
this platform uses a CDN so that these assets are housed more locally to the person who's browsing the website. So that's what a CDN is. So sometimes it takes time for the files and the links and the pages to be copied around the world to
I
across
see.
the content distribution network. So anyway, let's try refreshing the page now.
All right. By the way, Steve told me that it's still 2026. The school year is the same. It's 2025 to 2026.
Okay.
So I think they haven't
Good.
changed yet. Yeah.
Okay. And then, so you refresh the page. Now let's click on the course catalog
There it is.
and good. So it's the right one in the right place that's on our website. So we can dismiss that and go to the next. Yeah. Okay. So, and oh, by the way, if you scroll down a little bit and you just click on the little things at the right, just check that these things expand. So, they may ask you to modify, things in here.
Mhm.
Um, and you know what? There's a download there. I'm not sh- you see
Graduation
the
work.
if you click on that, what's going to happen?
Oh, there. There
Uh,
is a
so
Word doc.
first
Mm-hmm.
of all, it's a Word doc, and
Mm-hmm.
not everybody has Word, especially people who are on Macs. Um, so it's possible that and oh, by the way, well, I don't know where this came from. I don't know if this came from um so let me just double check here. Okay, when I hover over it, yeah, this is from the filesafe.space. So this is fine. This is not the old website. You see, I'm just double checking such things to make sure that um, we've done the right thing. Yeah, these are, I'm checking all of them. They're all they're all good. Okay, and then I'm looking in the departments and there's no download links on the departments. So so that's the way it was in the old website, and it has
Mm-hmm.
properly been transported over to the new website. But my recommendation would be that we turn that into a PDF
Mm-hmm.
and that we link to it that way, because
Oh,
this doesn't need to be a Word document. But anyway, that's my opinion. Um, so that might be done, but there's nothing wrong with it as it stands in the sense that it's as good as the old website was. And that's so that's where we are. Okay, so now let's click on resources. And we're going to double check all the links there. Okay, this online library. So the only resource is the link to the online library. And that link still works. So it's as it's as good as it once was.
Okay.
Okay. Um, okay, so now we're going to admissions. And if you just click on admissions, what happens? No, it doesn't. You have to click on something below it. Okay.
Yes,
Now
there's
this was a usability issue. Um, from my perspective as a user, I was a little confused. Um, like we've got courses out there, we've got faculty out there, then under admissions, we've got course syllabi in there. It was unclear to me how to begin. So, um, like it would seem that the if you're doing it in order, application would come first, and then or maybe syllabi would come first because you're learning about
right.
about the right you're so maybe syllabi would come first and then application and then registration and then payments. So I'm just giving you feedback on how I would think it would make
Mm,
sense because that's really, I think, how people go through it. But you may want to do it the other way around. You may want to say, therefore, we put syllabi at the bottom, then then application above it, then course registration above it, then payments. Because like people go from things they do less frequently to things they do more frequently up at the top. So anyway, I'm open. I mean, however you want to do it, this is the way the website was. So when we ported it to this new platform, we kept the website the way it was. So we're not going to make any changes right now. We're just trying to make
okay.
sure that the things that exist are correct. Okay? So
Okay.
let's start with course syllabi.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. So if um course syllabi, notice it says fall 2026 was a change that I was requested that it was requested of me to make.
Mhm.
So that's good. But they didn't have the syllabi ready.
Right.
So these courses that are shown below are in fact not the fall 2026 courses.
Mhm.
So I'm just letting you know. Now, do we know why what the asterisk at the front of a course means?
Yes. That's, I think, transferable to there. It
Oh,
indicates the course is transferable to Lincoln Seminary.
yes, that's right. Okay.
The
So
double X.
that's at the bottom. Okay. So so anyway, so this is good. It's just not correct.
Right.
And I don't have the information for it yet. Okay.
Yes.
So now in under admissions menu, let's go to um application. Sure. And this application process is not something that someone needs to repeat if they're already a student. And if they want to take courses, they need to start here, right? So
Right.
if you could just, so let's just take a look under application, and let's see if all the links are to a correct place. Okay.
Okay. There,
Okay.
they downloaded.
Yeah. Well, so and the applic and you know what? The application form, that's interesting. It's the docx version of the application form. I
Yeah.
don't think that's the one they want. I think what they want and the master's degree checklist is the docx version. Again, that's the way it was, and it doesn't
Oh,
seem like that's what it seems like they would want a PDF, but for the application form, I'm positive they want the editable PDF. So let's do this. Let's fix that. Okay.
okay.
So I'm pretty sure that the editable PDF has already been uploaded into media, but we need to go get the URL for it.
Okay.
So click on the first tab. That's where you have your media open. And let's go back to home and go to applications. Okay, so what we're looking for is the most recent version. So it's going to be the 42126 PDF. And
Okay.
if you, I'm trying to see if we can, well, go ahead and download that. I want you to download it first because we want to see whether it's the editable one.
Yeah.
So you can see it might make sense. And okay, it's not the editable one. It's
Mm.
just the PDF version. That's odd. Okay. So, hmm. Do you have the editable one handy? The
No, I
421
don't.
version?
I think this one is the most recent, and then no, they haven't sent me the editable
Okay.
version.
Let
Yeah.
let me upload it.
Okay.
Um, I'm navigating myself to that place. Folders, applications, and upload. I'm waiting for applications. Why isn't my applications folder opening? Well, that's interesting. Let me try instructors. No, none of these things are okay. So this might be a situation where I need to refresh my whole browser pane. Let me wait for it to settle. Click on applications. Huh, that was not what I was expecting. Oh, there we go. Okay, my bad. Okay, so I'm going to upload a file. I've got um hmm, okay.
So, Steve, I have a question. If I'm
Yeah.
not an administrator, can I still access media storage?
Oh yeah.
I can. Okay.
Yeah. Um Wait, if you're not an administrator, can you access the media storage? Well, if you're not an administrator, it depends. I mean, anything can be assigned to you that is, permissions that are less than. So if we wanted to, we could, if we were going to train another website person who who we shouldn't give administration capabilities to,
Uh,
then we would go through and we'd figure, okay, which permissions do we need to give them? But that's
okay.
just a little bit tedious to make sure, that we've given them everything that they need, but not too much.
Right,
Uh,
right. Well,
okay.
as for me, I think these are the only sections that I need are sites and media storage for now. So
Yes.
I'm not going to touch the others.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at oh, okay. I'm looking at um, Spanish application. Okay. Where is, hmm, okay. Let me try this one. Let me double check. So sorry, I'm just looking for the right file.
No, sure.
Um, Documents, the application. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So I have one that's labeled MTS application 42126 final gwg.pdf.
Mm,
So I think that is, no, it's not editable. Okay, I'm sure that I found the editable one. Um, Here's one that's called MTS application form V6.4.1, and that one is editable.
okay,
So I am going to um, name that. I'm going to put a dash editable on the end.
that's good.
Okay, so that we know that one is editable. And then here I've got a Spanish application. It's 51126.pdf, but it is not editable.
Mm,
So we're on the hunt for the Spanish editable version, but I'm going to upload the English language. Okay, upload file, documents, blah blah blah. I know you can't. I know I'm not sharing my screen here, but okay, so we're looking for the editable one. There it is. And I'm going to, so that's called version 6.4.1. It's PDF. Yeah. Okay. And if I hover over it, it says editable. Okay. So I've gone ahead and uploaded. So back to you.
mhm.
If you, yeah, and if you hover over the name, you'll
Yeah,
see the long version of the file name. So you'll see that one's the editable one. Now,
right.
again, this is, there's so many different versions floating around. We do need to
Mm,
double check. Is this the real one? because
Okay.
this is the only editable one we were able to find. But let's go
Okay.
ahead and go to the triple dots and copy the link. Yeah, get the link. And now we're ready to go back over here. So you know what to do.
Patient. Yeah. Um,
So let's see. I think we were in the right page, weren't we? Oh, okay. So one of the things that I observe is that on didn't we on about MTS, didn't we have a link to the application? No, we didn't. Not there. Seemed to me that one of those pages we had no authorization letter is different.
oh,
So,
yeah.
okay. Yeah,
So,
we didn't. So it makes sense that it would be on the application page, right? Okay.
this one. Oh, yeah.
So you're gonna,
This one, right?
that's it. So double click on that guy, and that's it. And then you're gonna, that's it. And sometimes there are other, okay, so that's the one that we were trying to fix.
Okay.
And let's see, you're publishing now. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. And then in a short period of time, it will be propagated. Like I'm still seeing that it's the docx instead of the PDF.
Okay. It'll take some time.
Ah, now I've got the PDF. So that's good.
Okay. Yeah, the editable one. Yes.
Okay. Very good. Now so that's what we're looking for in Spanish.
Mm.
That's the one we're looking for in Spanish. So um, if you have that, then we can do the Spanish one.
All right.
Okay. So let's just scan some of the other links. Um, let's see. Under application, we've got the application form. Then we got the master's degree checklist, which is still a docx, but it is it is uploaded to the new website, so that's good. And then we have online payment. Okay. An online payment goes to the right place. It's what we call student payment.
Right.
And then the online payment gateway goes to the right place. But unfortunately, they have to add up their fees and figure out how much are they gonna pay. But that's the way it's always been. So what
Right.
I'm working on is I'm working on a better way to do this where they select their courses and it knows exactly how much to charge them, but we're not there yet. Okay. And then notification to California and make online payment at so at the very bottom of the page is a button that goes to the wrong place.
Mm.
Okay.
Pay now.
So yeah, so that pay now should be a link to the same place that the online payment went. It should go to the student payment link. So let's go ahead and fix that. Okay. So, okay, no, we're not in the this is in the payment page, which is not live. Let's go to the application page
Okay.
because
Sorry, I think my
so
browser.
one of these tabs might already have the application page open in it. By the way, I see we're after our 2.5 hour mark. Um,
So we have to go to the application page. Right.
so yeah, so this is what we were looking at. And
Mm,
if you scroll all the way to the bottom, the button is going to the wrong place. Okay,
mm,
click on that make online payment button and you'll see.
I
See, we're
okay.
going to Tidely.
Right.
And let's let it load. Let's take a look at what we're looking at. This Tidely is supposedly they're gonna make um so they're supposed to make payments here.
Mm,
So I think that so let's go back, browser back, and and so this is the one we want to change. We want to change on the application page. We want to send to the same place that that link goes to,
right.
which is
Payments.
student payments.
Okay. Go to okay. Okay.
Okay, we scroll down to the bottom. We click on the button, and here we've got this little, yeah. So we go to the right, and down at the bottom, there's website URL. So what we're going to
Right.
do is we're going to change website URL from that. No, no, no. Yeah, so don't worry about that. Right above it, you see it says
Mm.
action or yeah,
Oh, sorry.
choose page, go to page. So if the way we could go to any website URL on the internet using this
Mm.
method, but if we do go to page, it's just a simpler way to find which page in the website. So
Okay.
we're going to go all the way to, oh, student payment. There it is. That's it. Okay. We save, we publish, we pause for a moment, and okay. So I'm refreshing application, going to make online payment, goes to the proper place. It tells you what the fees are. Then we go to online payment gateway and oh, that's awkward.
Is it?
That's awkward because the way that
Mm.
oh what we should say is if you do not know how much you should pay, go to student payment.
Mm.
Um, because what they do is they're supposed to find out from the previous page, um, how much they're supposed to pay.
Mm.
And then they come here. Again, I'm not thrilled with this, but this is the way it's always been.
Okay.
So so I'm trying to improve it so that you can just choose your courses and then check out right there. And you register and pay all in one shot. But we do need to change that text. I'll take care of that.
Okay.
Um, why don't you stop sharing for a moment and let me just share one last thing. And um, okay, so I'm going to share my screen. There we go. Going to hide my Zoom tools. And okay, I got so what I want to do is show you a brand new place. It's related to the website, but it has to do with forms. What are the actions that happen when we trigger a form? So if I go here, um, okay. Well, anyway, that's not what so Che asked, oh, here's yours. And I received a blind carbon copy because while we're in testing, I just want to see. I'll take myself off blind carbon copy, but this was your inquiry, right? Um, oh, actually, this was your inquiry, right? This was your inquiry, and this is the message that you received, and this is um, the subject line. Interesting. Oh, yeah, no, here's the subject line right there. And it has the date, it has your name and the date. That's good. So that when if you submit something in the future, it won't get lost in her inbox under some old conversation. Um, anyway, what I was going to do is I was going to show you where that comes from because Che has asked me to change. She says all registration, including Spanish, should go to this email address
Yeah.
instead of the email address I've been sending it to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, it's not in websites, it's in automations. So whenever you have a form that does something a little bit tricky, a little bit complex, you have to create an automation for it. Okay. So this is probably not something you're going to have to deal with too much, but um, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the contact form automation. It's called, so this automation is called contact form submitted. I named it that because I thought that would make it pretty easy to understand what it was. So what happens is in automations, there's a trigger and then there's a set of actions, potentially with different conditions. So the trigger is that whenever there's a form submitted, we're going to check to see whether we're going to apply that event to this filter. So if the form is the contact form EN, then we're going to proceed. Otherwise, it'll drop off and do nothing. So the trigger is if a form is submitted and the form name is contact form EN, then we're going to proceed. Okay? So that's the trigger portion. Here's the action portion. The action is what's called an internal notification. So
Mm.
in this case, it's an email. Here's the from name, and it's got MTS. And you'll notice this, when we were looking at our emails, um, you know, this is the from name, MTS Sukurum Gurum. Okay, so that's the from name. Here's the from email, though. It's from cmaramara at mtsem.org. So in other words, when oh well, and then let me move on. And then it's to cmaramara@mtsem.org. That's correct. Um, but we're carbon copying the person who sent, the person who made the request. Okay.
Okay.
So in other words, when we look here, this is an email and we see who's on it. This person's on it. So if I reply, it'll go to him, etc. So I'm blind carbon copying myself. And then here's the subject line. Okay. So all that is correct for the contact because she said, going back to what she just asked me, she said, I received the registration, but in the incorrect email address. All registration goes here. Uh, so I think she said the contact correctly goes to cmaramara@mtsem.org, but she wants all the registrations to go to her private Gmail account.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, that's what she
so
wants.
yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to go out to the registrations. So here's the course registration summer. Okay, what I need to do is, okay, this is actually an old one. Course registration form, English summer. Interesting. Okay, well, I am going to, I'm going to click on this. Wait a sec. So this is the English and this is the Spanish. This is something I'm working on. So I'm going to go here to my English one. I'm going to click on here. I'm going to say it's um
Yeah.
yeah. So it's two. Oops. That's what I meant. So she wants the registrations to go to her there. Okay. And the CC is back to the person who registered. I'm being blind carbon copied.
Mhm.
And from email. The from email has to be an mtsem.org. Otherwise, it gets sent to spam.
Right.
So interesting. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to save that. That's the best I can do. And I've got, and then you see how we have multiple saves.
Right.
And it also has to be published. So for workflows, I have to make sure it's not in draft state. It's in
Mm.
published. Um, but now what I'm going to do is go to the Spanish one. And I'm going to click here. And it's going to go to cmaramara. It's from cmaramara at mtsem.org. It has to be in it. Now I could use no reply at
Mm.
lc.mtsem.org, but this one is something that's at mtsem.org will be the best at not being uh, treated as spam. So
Okay.
I could use info. So I would have to work with someone to figure out how to make that different. But
Okay.
the CC is there. I'm gonna add a BCC of me, again, just to be able to test things, make sure that everything's working well. Okay, I'm gonna, and you see here's the body of the email.
Mm,
Save that and save that, and it's published. Okay, now, oh, the other thing I had to make sure was um, that it was doing the right trigger.
mm,
Okay, so you see, this is based off the summer.
mm,
Oh, sorry. This is the workflow trigger name. So this is just it's this. It's based off this form. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to hold you for much longer. I just wanted to basically tell you that there is an area of the that handles what are called workflows or
okay.
automations or workflows, and that's what I'm editing here, and that's what causes something interesting to happen um, on the back end. Now, in a digital
Mm,
marketing platform such as we're using, there are all kinds of interesting things that could happen when someone submits a form. They could be, you know, granted access to a course. There are a variety of things that could happen. Um, they could be put on what's called a drip campaign. Um, but we're not worried about that right now. Right now, we're just using it to send an email. And so that's what I'm in the middle of working on here.
okay.
Okay. So we're gonna wrap it up for here.
Mm,
I think you're equipped to make a substantial number of, modest changes. And
mm,
um, and when you're asked to do something that you don't know how to do or you need clarification, just set up a time with me, reach out to me. I also shared my WhatsApp number with you, I think.
right.
So
Yes,
hopefully you
yes, you
can
did.
store that on your phone. I'll see, you know, I see my WhatsApp and my text more regularly than I see
Mm,
my email.
okay.
So just so you know, you can contact me and we'll get on Zoom and do some other things. Okay?
All right. Thank you so much, Steve. You've been
All
such
right,
a
Monica.
pleasant ability. I learned a lot.
Okay. Well,
Thank
thank you very
you.
much. We'll talk later. Bye-bye.
Yeah, we'll talk soon. Thank you. Bye.